Lena Grant had always loved quiet Friday nights. At 26, the elementary school teacher found joy in the simple things: grading papers, catching up with friends, and just unwinding after a long, busy week. That particular evening, she was visiting her boyfriend, Adam Wells, a high school science teacher, at his rental home. Adam shared the house with two friends, Mark, a meticulous lab technician, and Daniel, a seminary student known for his gentle and kind demeanor. The night began just like any other. They shared a casual dinner, settled onto the couch to watch some TV, and traded stories from their week, laughing and relaxing. It was the perfect picture of normalcy. Around 10 p.m., Daniel's friend, Natalie, stopped by for just a moment to return a jacket she had borrowed. She didn't stay long, and soon after she left, the house quieted down as everyone drifted off to their own rooms for the night. The calm was peaceful, comfortable, and utterly deceptive. A few hours later, Lena was jolted awake by a sound that shattered the silence: the violent splintering of wood. The front door had been kicked in. Two masked figures stormed into the hallway, their flashlights slicing through the darkness like sharp blades. Before Lena could even find her voice to scream, a blinding beam of light hit her eyes, and the cold, hard steel of a gun was pressed firmly against her side. The intruders barked orders, their voices harsh and demanding. Trembling uncontrollably, Lena stumbled toward Adam's room. The scene that met her there was pure terror. Mark, Daniel, and Natalie were already on their knees, hands behind their heads, their faces pale with fear. They were defenseless. The strangers screamed for money, jewelry, anything of value they could find. The air grew thick with a palpable fear, so heavy it felt hard to breathe. Every word from the intruders dripped with menace, each syllable a threat. Every second stretched into an eternity. The hours that followed were a nightmarish blur of shouting, threats, and a constant, gut-wrenching terror. The victims were herded out of the house, their sense of safety completely shattered. They were forced into a car, the doors slamming shut behind them, sealing them in with their captors. The car sped off into the night, driving them to a desolate, abandoned field on the outskirts of town. When the car finally stopped, the doors were thrown open to the biting winter air. Snow crunched ominously beneath their feet as they were dragged out. The cold was immediate and brutal, cutting through their thin clothes. One by one, they were pulled from the car and forced into the icy expanse of the field. Lena was the last one. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the silent, frozen night. She felt the cold metal of a gun barrel press against her temple. Then a click, and darkness swallowed her world. When Lena's consciousness slowly returned, she found herself lying in the frozen grass. Her body was battered and bruised, her clothes were torn, and her feet were bare against the snow. The wind howled, cutting through her like 1,000 tiny knives. Snow clung to her hair and eyelashes, a cruel icy shroud. Disoriented and reeling, she forced herself upright. Every muscle screamed in protest, every movement was agony. But a single, powerful thought pushed through the pain and confusion. Keep moving. Don't stop. Survive. Through a blur of exhaustion and tears, Lena spotted a faint, distant glow. It was a small house, its roofline adorned with the gentle blinking of Christmas lights. It was a beacon of hope in a world that had turned into a frozen hell. Summoning every last ounce of strength she possessed, she began to stumble through the deep snow, driven by sheer desperation. Each step was a monumental effort. Her feet were raw and bleeding, her vision blurred by frost and unshed tears. The only sound in the dead of night was the crunch of snow beneath her, a ghostly soundtrack to her desperate struggle for life. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she reached the house. Her body was failing, but her spirit refused to break. She banged on the door with what little energy she had left, her voice a cracked, trembling whisper, "Please, help me." The residents inside, startled but compassionate, immediately called for help. Soon, the entire field was painted in the flashing red and blue lights of emergency vehicles. Lena's miraculous survival made her the sole witness to what would forever be remembered in town, lore as the Winter Night Siege. Even long after the physical wounds healed, the shadows of that terrifying night lingered. Lena carried the scars not just on her body, but in her soul, the heavy weight of knowing just how fragile safety can be, how quickly a peaceful night can descend into chaos. But she also carried something else, the knowledge that she had faced the absolute worst and had found the strength to endure. Her incredible bravery, her unyielding determination, and her sheer will to live transformed her into a symbol. She became a living reminder that even in the darkest, coldest, and most terrifying of nights, a single spark of courage can light the way home. Thank you for watching. If you found this story of survival inspiring, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more incredible true stories. Stay safe out there,